My name is Craig Smith, and I live in the Lindon 4th Ward. It was a Sunday, I remember it well, October 13th, 1996. We had just built our home here in Lindon, and I was so excited to meet our ward. Our small family walked down to the Center Street building to go to church in the afternoon, and I noticed something strange. There were no cars in the parking lot, and on the door was a sign that said there are no church meetings today because of the Mount Timpanogos temple dedication. I remember that walk home. It was a long walk, and I felt so bad because we had missed the dedication of the temple. I had been so preoccupied and distracted with building our home, moving my practice here, relocating our family, that I just spaced it. And walking home, I made a commitment to myself that I would never, ever take for granted the temple again. Fast forward a few years, and they asked me to serve in the temple. And I remember, I'm too busy. I'm not retired. Don't you serve in the temple when you're retired? And I thought of all the reasons why I couldn't. And then I remembered a few years back when I had missed the temple dedication. And I remember I had heard a talk from a member of the First Presidency, James E. Faust. And he was talking about how the adversary uses distraction to prevent us from those things which are most important in our lives. And I remembered about that experience from a few years before when we had missed the temple dedication. And so instead of saying no to this opportunity to serve, I said yes. And saying yes changed my life. For the past 24 years, I've had an amazing opportunity to serve in various capacities in the temple. And the experiences that I've had have made all the difference in my life. Recently, in the temple, I've had the opportunity to get to know the patrons as they come to the temple. I have the opportunity to find out why they're there, what questions they have, what are they seeking, what are they searching for. And I find that the patrons that come, that are earnestly seeking and searching, have an amazing experience in the temple. It reminds me of when the Savior said to the disciples that were following him, "What seek ye?" He said, "Come and see." And that's a beautiful invitation. And I see patrons coming to the temple, and those that are earnestly seeking really receive what they're looking for. So when I attend the temple now, I always ask myself, what am I seeking? What am I searching for? What is the question that I need answered? And it has made such a difference in my life. As a dentist, we sometimes focus a lot on preventive care for good reason, because if you do proactive measures, you can prevent bad things from happening. And it's the same in the temple. I've noticed that there's a power, a preventative power, that as I go to the temple and I gain a new perspective, an eternal perspective, I'm able to make better decisions in my life. I'm more able to live my life in alignment with His will because of that change in perspective. It literally is a change. It kind of reminds me of the Hubble or the James Webb telescopes. When they were put out there, we had no idea what we were going to see, and they just blew our mind because we were able to see past the atmosphere, past the dust and the distraction that our atmosphere has. We were able to see into the galaxies almost forever, billions and billions of stars. It's just mind-blowing. And the same thing happens in the temple. When our perspective is expanded, then we can make better decisions. I have seen that power work in my life. I've been able to overcome addictions, natural man tendencies, and so that's why I say it's made all the difference in my life. I know that in His house, those blessings are waiting for us, but we have to go with a seeking heart. And I know that over the years, my heart has literally been changed and softened. And as we come to Him and we have that covenant connection, and as we connect our hearts and bind our hearts to the Savior's, then I think that's how we apply the atoning sacrifice of our Savior in our lives, and it makes all the difference. And I've seen that in my life. And I know that those blessings continue to strengthen me, give me courage to overcome the natural man tendencies in my life. In His house, I feel my Savior's love for me.